Welcome to the Appendix, everyone. I had a whole opening bit I was gonna do, and unfortunately I'm just not in the right vibe. It's not the right mood, okay? I'm sorry. I have Earl Grey with me today, and there's this brand of sweetener I got, like creamer. And I don't usually use creamer, okay? I usually just grab cream and sugar if I need it and pop it in. But this cream is so good. I think it has like lactose, not lactose, lactic acid. I think it has lactic acid in it. So it gives this really powerful flavor, the kind you'd get from cheese and whatnot. I'm in love with it. It's also very expensive, so I have to calm myself down. I wasn't able to talk about this in the video. I used a text-explainity, guys, because I wanted the full quote on it, and I want your thoughts on if I should keep doing this or not. Because originally, you might have seen I had signs in the back that had purple glow text on it, but it could only fit so much. So I changed it to this because I really wanted to have the full quote on there. That's outside of the real monument. But if you think if that's crossing a line, let me know and I can change it. Also, if I do have text explainities, I think eventually I want to put like the historical stuff that's in here that is in there in the real monument. Either I'll do that with signs or text display entities, depending on what you guys think. And then to get pictures, probably I'll put some custom maps in. I'm not going to, you know, take a whole part of the world to make a map. I'm sorry, I'm not that sweaty. I can't do that. In the monument, there's this section reserved for, I think like student projects or something with theater, I believe. So I'll have to figure out how to decorate this area to look something like that. Honestly, from my eyes, it just looked like a wall full with a Fuda. It's just like stapled onto the walls. Okay, last thing I didn't get a chance to show you guys are these golden shovels. Now, in the real monument, every major donor was given a golden shovel to be like a founder of the thing, right? Now, obviously, I don't have a Patreon or membership or anything, so I was thinking that instead of having paid people be here, I thought that it would be fun to have 3 people from the comments that I recognize, and essentially that's like the only qualifier. So yeah, I had 3 people who I kind of have been in the comments for a while, and I recognize their names and things like that. So I thought that it would be fun to name these after them. And for the people who I'm naming them after, if you feel uncomfortable or anything, just let me know in the comments. I'll change it. And if you want me, I can also delete your comments so no one will find out if you're embarrassed. But anyways, so first of all, Owl Goddess, who I recognize from the comments, they've been pretty consistent in being there, so I wanted to have them down. Ponderbird as well, who I remember because I remember their comments being particularly interesting for me. Maybe clever is a better word. I can't think of the right word right now. And then finally Pilot. Again, I remember their comments being very nice. So whatever. Look, I can't point out specifics, okay? I have a terrible memory. But these are the 3 people who I remember most of all. So I wanted to kind of immortalize them in some way in this world and put them as founding members. Wow. I'll put the signs, I'll finish the signs later with their names and things. And then I also am gonna have three more shovels eventually. That one might be for membership or Patreon or something. I'll talk more about that at another time. I've been thinking about it a little bit, but I don't know, I thought it was nice. I thought it'd be cute to do. I think that's everything from the build I wanted to show you guys. Obviously, this is not finished. I don't know what to do here. I put a little honey jar. I'll think about what to do with the interior. It looks like a mess right now. Okay, so the reason this appendix exists is because I was originally going to staple this, like staple a whole section on the end of the other video. The problem was, when I was editing, the video was so nicely wrapped up that I just wanted to leave it that way. I felt like it all came to a conclusion really well, and I didn't want to mess with it too much. Now, obviously, I don't think the video is perfect. I have some gripes of my own, especially when I was going through. I keep doing this where I'm writing my scripts way longer than my videos will actually end up being. So towards the end, I'm like struggling to find footage, and I ended up just using this. Oh, I'll show you actually. This area I was working on in my free time. I wanted to. Yeah, we're gonna do that today actually. So I have these things that need to be buried, some corpses, and I made 2 graves for them so far. Obviously, they haven't been filled in yet. But let's do that as we talk about this. So I read 2 books for this video, or rather I got 2 books. Obviously the photography book I don't really count, because I wanted to learn more about the history, so I bought 2 different books on the history of it. The first that I got was not exactly what I was looking for, and the beginning bits made me really uncomfortable. So I just stopped reading it and instead moved off to something else. So I found another book written by, okay, the first one I think was Dauberman, the second one was Carter, if I'm remembering correctly. You'll have to double check the description to see which one is which. I ended up liking the second one a lot more than the first. And if you want to learn more, I suppose you can go check those out. 2 more. Where did he come from? Oh, here, maybe? 1 stone, 2 stone. I also kind of wanted to clarify my position on the politic of liberation and assimilation. I feel like a lot of people are going to take away from that video that I'm advocating for some sort of violence, which is not true. Really, my goal was to reintroduce the idea of liberation as a political movement to people who might not otherwise have heard of it. I think most of us, hear about liberation ideology from like the Black Panther, Black Liberation kind of contexts, but I feel like a lot of people don't pay attention to the gay liberation aspects, which is kind of what I wanted to reintroduce. I certainly don't think that violence is the best way to solve things. I'm gonna have to desecrate this, huh? I do think that the best way to solve any sort of political struggle is through, I don't know, I saw this thing where it was talking about how liberation is defined by working outside of the context to traditional political action, and I don't know if I necessarily believe that, because in the 80s, when there were protests, that's still within the political framework, right? Am I wrong about this? I don't know too much about this stuff. Y'all are gonna have to correct me, especially if you know more than I do. Alright, so we have 2 things here that we need to bury. This was my old netherite Delabra that I had. Unfortunately, because I'm like constantly updating this texture pack, this resource pack and data pack and things, I scrap certain features when I feel like they're no longer necessary. This was one of them. So I got rid of it and I refunded the materials, but I didn't want to throw away the pickaxe because, I don't know, it was like my first one. So I decided that I'm going to bury it here instead. And I wrote a little epitaph. What's significant? What should I bury with it? Probably like diamonds and netherite. Let me go grab some of that. I have a bunch of netherite because I might have gone a little crazy. The Jake Build Tools hammer, I might have gone a little mad with that. I would say I was ashamed of it, but oh, I need a very special material. I don't have any. Okay, well, I can't make netherite. I'll just use scrap. They make netherite so hard to get in this game, and I understand. It's just like, oh my god. I changed it in the data pack so that you could kill piglins and things for it. Is this pretty? This looks gaudy to me. I don't like this. This doesn't feel significant or pretty. Oh, you know what? We'll put some obols. We'll give them some obols. Do I not have any money? No, they're right here. Okay. 2 obols for the dead. I gotta bury him. I like the blue one. Okay, so the other bodies that I had were these 2 foxes. If you remember from my ecology video, I was talking about how my wolves were killing my foxes and my foxes were killing the rabbits. These were the 2 foxes that died that day. I collected their bits, and I was very sad because I actually really liked these guys. Oh, here's the epitaph for them, if you want to read that. I call them twin foxes, twin spirits. You might be familiar with like the kitsunes from the kitsune spirit from Japan, or I guess from Shinto. The kind of fox spirits. I thought this would be a nice resting place for them. I was originally going to make it look like a shrine, but I was running out of time, so I just popped like a cross on there. And eventually I want to have like a proper shrine. I'm thinking I'll put it somewhere over here when I get some more hills in. And I want to definitely thicken this forest out because it's pretty barren right now, this area of the garden, which is fair. It's like fine that it's not too crazy. But here I want it to be a very thick forest. And like I saw, like over here, if you look at it through this way, it looks pretty dense and I love that feeling. And I want to replicate that all the way over there. That's where all this moss that I've put down, that's what I want it to be like. And maybe it'll help tie in the greenhouse, because right now the greenhouse is a little bit out of place, I think. And I might go through here and, you know, redo some stuff too. Should I make it go all turquoise? Would that look nice? That might look nice. Will I regret this? Maybe. Well, we'll see how that looks when it's done. Yeah, I really need to go and update all this. I really don't like the amount of, like this area particularly, I really do not like. Because there's so many spawning points, and I put warding stones down, but it's just annoying to see them spawn and die. I haven't even done this wing of the greenhouse. I feel like I had so much to talk about when I started, and now everything has left my mind. Oh, you know what? I did want to talk about the new Minecraft updates. Okay. So you might have noticed in the last video. Actually, let me show you. There he is. Okay, so you might have noticed this. I still have the old rabbit models because I think the new rabbit models are disgusting and I hate them. Like these look like hares, which are the rabbits that I'm used to. I grew up around hares, and you'd see them in the middle of the night. They're these super creepy and they're huge. They're like at least like a meter tall, maybe even more with the ears. And they're very scary, very skinny, and that's the kind of thing that I wanted, were these kind of hair things. So when I retextured the rabbits, I thought they looked really cool like this. And then Minecraft, Mojang, changed the models to make them all look like bunnies. And they're giant bunnies, and I love everything that they've been doing except the rabbits, and that's the only reason I haven't updated. Is because I hate the new rabbits so much. So if anyone knows a way that I can, I don't think this is possible, but with a resource pack specifically, make it so that I can keep these old bunnies. But everything else has been really great. The sulfur update that they're doing is amazing. I love it. I love the new yellow leaves. I changed the birch leaves back to their original color. Like you can see, these used to be yellow. And I did that because I was like, well, surely in a couple years they'll add yellow leaves. And then they did it, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to go through and replace all of these with the yellow poplar leaves. As for the data pack resource pack news, the next video I make, hopefully, will be the data resource pack. I'm finishing it up. I've been working on it a lot to try and fix the bugs and things like that. This is a very outdated version of the data pack. I'm working on it for the tiny takeover, right? So I haven't implemented into this one at all yet. I went and changed all of the, you know what? I should show you that. All right. This is the test world. So this is what I've been, oh, my FOV, hold on. Okay, hopefully that's easier for you guys. This is the test world that I have for, my single player. Like you can see here, I was testing out like, what would it look like if the spire had this certain design? Anyways, so this is what I've been doing. So let me show you an example. Here's the farmer. He has special... So the farmer has like special trades that he can give you. And then I also have like changed some of the other... Okay, he's a bad example. Who's a good example? All right. So I have like... Basically, you can get these are really valuable emeralds, essentially. and it lets you buy things in a pinch. If you need a bunch of granite, you can just buy a bunch of granite, and it's like no big deal. The emeralds are really hard to come by, so I've tried to make it so that they're essentially very valuable. Here we can see this is a farmer, and I made it so that the farmer has a bunch of animals that you can buy, and depending on the biome that he's in, whether it be plains, hot, or cold, he'll offer you the different animals, right? So here's the baby Highland cow and the like Latvian white pig or whatever. Yeah! I also changed the animals. I know some of you might not like the way that I did that. I made it so that the eyes are on the side of the head because I think that's very cute. Some people will not enjoy that, but that's okay. And I know it looks a little bit silly. But yeah, I thought it'd be nice to be able to have little baby animals around and be able to move them like that. The other thing I'm really happy about too is the food that I've added. Are they in here? Yeah, so I added a bunch of different kinds of food. And basically, depending on what you cook, you'll get different effects. So here's my example here is kelp. If you cook kelp, you get gills, which is like water breathing, right? And it'll last depending on how complex the recipe is. Kind of like Farmer's Delight. And each ingredient has its own special, unique power. Except for the flesh, like meat, doesn't have anything really. And potatoes. The superpower for potatoes are that they have a lot of hearts, which might need some balancing. We'll figure it out. I'm really proud of some of these textures, and I also really don't like others. So, like I really am not a fan of these bread textures that I made. So I don't know. We'll see how it works out. But some of this stuff, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Like, I really love the Danish. Looks really good. It looks delicious, man. Yeah, so that's what I've been working on. I have the new metals as well, the new alloys. I've been trying to do all of the items. Some of them I haven't done. Like, I couldn't think of a good use for the Shakudo spear, like what its special unique power would be, so I decided not to add it at all. That's concerning. This is what the netherite looks like. Way back in the day, I saw someone put, like, gold stuff within the netherite, and I thought it looked really cool because it reinforces the fantasy of what netherite actually is. Your eyes should be lower. And I have some secret recipes too, like you can make a regular sword, and there's also claymore it lets you block and things like that. You'll have to figure out how to do it. Same with the food. I put a bunch of secret recipes in there, so I'm hoping people can figure them out. Here's some ideas for what I want the other armor types to do. Like leather will let you, I'll show you actually. Leather increases the safe fall distance. So if depending on how high you are, you won't take any damage. And you'll take less damage from high drops. See? I'm really excited to share it with you all. And actually, the treat I'm going, oh, look at how gross they are, man. Good. So originally I was going to put a link to the mod rent below and like let you do like a little test run and see what you think about the mod, but it's too buggy to release right now. So what I'm gonna do is hopefully this week finish up the villager trades, and once that's done, I will set up a mod rent and put it so y'all can play and give me feedback and stuff like that. I'll probably, if that does happen, it'll be when I release the next Q&A video. It'll be in there, so keep an eye out, okay? I want this to be a collaborative effort, so if you, for example, like the bread textures I was talking about, if you can come up with a better bread texture and you don't mind sharing it, then, I mean, I'd be down. That'd be awesome. Just to give it a little bit more specificity, I'm not going to sell this mod for anything. I actually want to release the assets and all the work inside to be not exactly public domain. I'm going to have a license that allows you to use anything inside the pack, but if you do use it, you cannot sell it, if that makes sense, right? It's a collaborative thing. And maybe you enjoy some of the food recipes I had in here and you wanted to add them into your own pack, but you don't like some of the other stuff. I want to give you the freedom to do that. And you can make an offshoot of this data pack that has only the recipes, right? And you don't have to worry about, infringing on any copyright issues because, yeah, the eyes need to be lower on these chickens. The last thing I wanted to mention is I'm going to try and do another Q&A. If you have Q&A questions, let me know. And my other caveat to that is that anytime you have any Q&A questions, just put them below. I'm going to do streaming type videos like I did for the vintage story. I think I want to do those a little bit more regularly. So I'll always be collecting questions that you have. Or if you want me to answer something with more depth than just a comment, I can do that as well. I think that's everything. Hopefully. Yeah, they added sulfur after I added sulfur, so I'm going to have to figure out what to do with that. Well, guys, thank you for hanging around for a year. Really appreciate it. I'll see you all again another time. Bye, everyone.